Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You are welcome, I love you. You are welcome, I love you. I don't know what I'm doing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you guys here with me today. Yay! Thank you guys for all the love that you showed me on my previous videos. I just want to say thank you. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the family. So here we basically talk about life issues. Basically life issues. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 lessons I learned from pregnancy. 7 lessons I learned from pregnancy. And yeah, you're gonna want to stay back to hear this. Okay, so come along with me. So the number 1 lesson I learned from pregnancy is that the moment you get pregnant, your life is going to change. When I say your life is going to change, your whole world like this is going to change. So first of all, of course, the obvious, your body is going to change, right? Because you're going to start going through different transitions in your body. Your hormones is going to start changing. Everything about you is just going to start changing. You're going to be sick all the time throughout the entire process. Although, come to think of it, it's not every lady that was actually sick during her pregnancy, right? Everybody's experience is actually unique on their own, right? But your life is definitely going to change because it now goes beyond just yourself alone. Because before you are used to just thinking about yourself, but now you have to think of another person who now automatically becomes your responsibility. That thing about, oh, you are bringing somebody into the world, so everything about their welfare, their care, their upbringing, their life, their feeding, their mental health, everything is your responsibility. Bringing them in the way of the Lord is your responsibility. In fact, the thought of that alone is something that is, definitely worth thinking about. So yeah, your life is gonna change, your whole world is gonna change, and it's not going to be about you anymore. It's not going to be about this other person. Of course, with marriage, yeah, it also comes with a certain level of change, but with pregnancy, you cannot quantify your experiences. In fact, the physical changes alone self is already there. There are some women, their nose is swollen, they start having discoloration. Like me, I started having discoloration. I wasn't as pretty as I thought. I was just like, I'm changing. Why do I look like this? So I have 2 daughters, right? And the experiences I had during their pregnancy was both different and the same at the same time. What I'm trying to say is that I had some experiences or some symptoms that were, the same. E.g. vomiting. You guys, I vomited from day 1. It's like the moment I found out I was pregnant, I started vomiting. And I don't know if that thing is a mental thing. Please, you people should let me know in the comment section. Because the moment I found out that I was pregnant, of which I've been pregnant for a couple of weeks, all of a sudden I started vomiting. I started feeling weak. I started feeling tired. I started kilo day. I vomited from the beginning to the end. When I was pushing Taralua out, there was a bowl beside me. Oh, wow. Anyway, physical changes, yes. Mental changes, yes. Hormonal changes, yes. Emotional changes, yes. Everything, yes. Your life is gonna change. Now, the second lesson I learned about pregnancy is that pregnancy journey for every mama is different. Okay, it is different. Every mama is not going to have the same experience. Now, our mothers, I don't know about you, but they be doing the most. No matter how when we were pregnant with you, then we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that. Guess that's okay. Mama, me too. I won't say that we should ignore their feedback, or like some of the advice is actually very helpful, but trust me, your experience is unique to you. Like I said earlier in the beginning of this video, there are some women, they never fell sick, they never threw up, they never did anything. In fact, I had a friend that she didn't even know she was pregnant until she was 4 months gone. And of course, during that period, she was struggling with, I think she had PCOS at the time, so her period was not usually stable after a particular surgery that she had. So she was thinking, oh, it's one of those things where she would just take medication and everything would align back. Ashe, she was pregnant. 4 months gone, Kodemo. Meanwhile, my first trimester like this is always, I'm always like, please, when is this first trimester going to end? When is this first trimester going to end? Because I will just be sickly. I will be weakly. I cannot smell anything. I cannot see any. I was not eating. I felt miserable during my first trimester. For both my daughters, I was miserable for my first trimester. And I felt like crap. But that was my experience, right? I had some other friends who, that was their period where they're even glowing the most. Oh yes, I just found out I'm pregnant. And you see their color coming out, everything fresh and bright. Me, I was getting darker. My color I started having pigmentation on my skin and on my face. My color was not aligning anymore. My mouth, oh god, it's as if they use paracetamol to just all over my entire mouth. My mouth tasted like and I had some friends who had a different experience. So people will advise you. People will tell you different things. Like me too, now I'm here advising you. But what I'm just trying to say is that, you can listen to other people's advice, but find what works for you. Okay, listen to your doctors, visit your doctor, whatever your doctor tells you to do it, right? And don't despise their instructions and their feedback, right? But just remember that every mama's experience is different. It's not the same. The third thing I learned about pregnancy is that nobody is ever truly going to understand what you're feeling. Nobody. They can only try to be there for you, but they cannot truly understand what you are feeling. You are the only one, and God, that understands how you are feeling. So the only person that you can really, 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 really ask for help from is God. Just trust him, ask him to help you through the period, and appreciate the support that you have around you, because that's actually very important. You need to appreciate the support that you have around you. But nobody can really, really understand what you're feeling, the level of the discomfort that you're going through, the level of the anxiety that you might have from time to time, that pain. They can see you throwing up, they can see you not being able to sleep, and they can try to be there for you, but they can't really, really feel what you're feeling. And when a woman is pregnant, we go through the emotions, we go through different emotions. We're all over the place. There are days where we are scared, there are days where we're excited, there are days where we are happy, there are days where we are sad, there are days we just want to cry, there are days there are days we start to panic. I had a moment when I started to panic. I remember I was like 6 months gone at the time, and I just started crying. I was in the bedroom, I was lying down, I was trying to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. So, and when your belly starts to bulge now, you have to only sleep on your side. And then these are our hips here. You guys for mothers, these hips, this side, like this pain, and I was so uncomfortable. And this baby was kicking me, doing the most. Maybe I was 6 or 7 months at the time. I can't really remember, but I was almost in my 3rd trimester. My God. I just started to cry, and then I started to panic, because in that moment I now started to think, hey God, why is my life like this? Can this thing just leave me for some time? But no, you're stuck together. I remember I was just crying, I was weeping, I was just uncomfortable, I didn't even know how I was feeling. I started to panic, I had to go and call my husband that he should please come and pray for me. Because I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't know how I was feeling. I was just crying, and I couldn't hold back the tears. I was just emotional. I was sad. I was down. I was uncomfortable. The truth is, he prayed for me. He hugged me and everything like that. But I knew that he didn't really understand what I was feeling. But, at least he was supportive. But the truth is, nobody can truly, truly, truly understand what you're going through except yourself. So remember to pray and ask God for help, because he's the only one that can see you through. Pregnancy in itself is a miracle, right? So asking God for help is not out of the ordinary, right? He will definitely come through. He will definitely come through for you, right? So just remember to turn to God whenever you start feeling anxious or panicky or sad or whatever the case may be, and he will definitely help you, while you also still appreciate those that are around you. Okay? The next lesson that I learned about pregnancy is that no one ever truly tells you the truth about delivery. Nobody. Our mothers be saying, the what is so abalegbe. Is gonna where any mommy, where any kiniko. You to come out easily. You will just sleep and open your eyes and your child is beside you. Don't worry. So everybody sugarcoats it. Nobody ever really tells you how it's gonna be, and neither am I. But the question I now have is, why is it that we are never really told what happens? And I when I eventually went through labor and delivery, I realized that you really don't want to share the graphics of this detail with just anybody. And the reason is because you don't know how the person is going to take it and process that information. For some people, it can lead to fear and a lot of anxiety, which can lead to increased high blood pressure, which can lead to the swelling of the feet. It can just lead to a lot of things, preeclampsia and all that, especially when the lady starts to approach delivery, and then there's a lot of panicking and fear, and then BP is now going up and all that. Some people might not necessarily be able to handle that information, right? So so I mean, I understood why they didn't tell me after I had my first child. I will not lie, but I'm like, nobody actually ever told me that this is how labor and delivery was gonna be. Nobody. And the truth is, every mama's experience is also still different, because for some it's quite easy and for others it's not. But generally, right, there's a general thing about it being painful and and all that, right? But nobody's ever actually going to tell you in details, and neither am I going to do that. So I'm just here to let you know that nobody's actually ever going to tell you in details. So the only person you can ask for help from is also still God, right? Prepare yourself, read books, take deep breaths, follow your doctor's instructions, and you will be just fine. Okay, you'll be just fine. So that's another thing that I learned about pregnancy. Nobody's ever going to tell you the truth about labor and delivery. They will just tell you some interesting story about it, but you're going to have to experience it to really know what it's like. May God help all the women that are about to deliver, right? God will definitely strengthen you through it. You're fine. We're strong. Women, we're strong. God has created us in a unique way, and you're definitely gonna pull through. Okay? Another thing that I learned from pregnancy is that there are some myths that are involved. When people say, oh, your second child is gonna be easier than your first child. For me, that was not what happened. For me, it was the opposite. My second born, my tam-tam. She showed me shaggy. I was going into her own, because with Taralu as on years, I was panicking, I was worried. I was like, hey God, how is this going to be? When the whole thing started, I was like, hey. Eventually, I gave birth to Tara now. Then I was now thinking that, by the second time it would be easier, because I remember one of my mom sees Aburo then, when she wanted to give birth to her third child or so, she just took back and said, Mom, and she went to the hospital and she gave birth, and she just called, I want to be more. So in my mind, I'm like, the more you give birth, the easier it's gonna get, something. So I went into Tamilore's own with confidence. I was listening to Hillsong. I was like, yes, God is able to do. I was listening to music. The nurses were telling me that we're done. So when my baby refused to come, and they had to break my water, like manually, and then they now had to induce me. Hey, I was like, okay. I was now asking the doctor. I remember with Taralu, they said no, that they are not necessarily inducing me, that they are just augmenting the process. This one, they induced and augmented. You guys, I was expecting that my baby is going to come out very soon. Hey, pa. There was a lady that came into my ward with me. Like, they brought her in the morning, and then she gave birth like around 1. I was still there from the night before. I was like, hey, Gbami, this lady, they brought her in around my roommates. They brought her in around in the morning, and then by 1 she had given birth. I was still there since the night before. I was like, hey, Gbami, didn't they say this is the second child is going to be easier? When is she going to come out? I'm telling you guys, my own experience was the other way around. I'm not saying Taralua's own was easy, but I'm saying Tamilore's own was more painful for me. So see, it's a myth. All these years, once you do that, I feel like every mama is designed in a unique way, and your experiences are unique to you alone. So, which then leads me to the next point, which is pray. Yes, make sure that you pray praying is very important because it will definitely help you through it. Like I remember doing Tamilore's whole process. I started to speak in tongues. I was praying in the spirit. I was just kabashing. I was like I started to scabash because of my what? It's only God that can help me at this point, because it felt like I could just excuse my body for a minute so that my body can do what it needs to do, and when she's out I'll come back. I was, so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. The next thing I learned about babies is that, people used to say that when you give birth, that is, when you give birth, you are going to forget the entire pain. Well, I agree that you will forget, but what you are forgetting is not necessarily the pain or the process or everything that transpired, but the emotion of the pain is what you are forgetting. Pain is a feeling. The feeling, is like, an emotion. It's just like somebody has an injury and the injury is healed. That's exactly what it's like. So once the pain is gone, you just remember that, I used to have pain in this leg, but not anymore. That's exactly how it's going to be like. So that's exactly how it's like. So you will still remember the emotion itself, right? You still remember the pain, but you will not remember the memory, the way the pain felt. You might not necessarily be able to remember it, but you remember that, yes, you were in pain. Remember that you had a lot of discomfort. And yes, you will have urges to have more babies. You will have the urge for more babies. That's the honest truth. So the bad way is that you will forget the pain, because it's like only injuries, like you have injury and then you get healed of the injury. Yes, you forget the pain, but it doesn't mean that you won't want to go through the urge again. Of course, you will have that, how is it going to be like? But then you've been through it before and then you are out of it, and you know that it's something that God can help you through. So yeah, you will have the urges to have more babies. That's just the honest truth. You will have it. So, but although we have some women who say no, that once they are done, they're only having one child and all that. Of course, like I still said, everybody's experience is unique to them, right? But yeah, you will forget. That's what the forget to me means. Because me, I remember everything. I remember what happened from beginning to the end. I remember the whole process. I remember how I was like, but I can't remember the actual, I can't describe the pain. I can't describe the feeling. I can't describe it, but I remember it. I remember, if that makes any sense. So yeah. And so the last and final thing is take care of yourself and appreciate the support that you have around you. Okay, listen to your doctor, use your medication, and pray, and appreciate the people that you have around you. That's just, the last and final thing, because at least it's good to know that you have people around you that can help you when you need it, and you are not essentially alone, even though something might feel like you are. But with the people that are around you, they just give you a sense of love, a sense of acceptance, right? So you need to learn to appreciate them, and just appreciate them and take care of yourself. Follow your doctor's orders and you'll be just fine. All right. So that's just a few things that I wanted to share with you guys about pregnancy, because pregnancy for me showed me shege. My second trimester was always like kind of okay. I kind of always used to get my strength back and I was fine. I could do fine girl. In fact, that was the period where I would do makeup. I'll try to look fine and not look too skinny. But you see, the first and the last trimester for me, especially when I'm like 8 months or 9, like I'm approaching that 9 months. I start going through the motions. But the part where I am the most sickly is the first trimester. Second trimester, I get my energy back. I'm fine. I'm still throwing up. Don't get me wrong. I'm still throwing up. I'm still, but I don't feel as awful as I usually feel in the first trimester. The second trimester, fatigue, I will just be tired and restless and just, comfortable, because I'm not sleeping well at that point. So, and then I'm always constantly in pain, and then at that point I'm already waddling. I'm already walking like this. So it's always quite, when I think back to it, it just brings back a lot of memories. And when my children are celebrating their birthdays, for some reason, I just relive the entire thing. And I'm just grateful to God, for his help and his mercies. So yeah, so mothers out there, let me know what you think about this video. What were your own experiences like, and what were the lessons that you learned, from some of those things? And what are some of the myths that your mother has told you, and then you are just like, I beg, because they did the most. So I'll not even lie. Don't do that, don't do this. But of course, at the end of the day, it's all out of love. So mothers, let me know what you think, okay, in the comment section. Let's just gist, okay, let's talk. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, okay? Remember to like, share, comment, and just be a part of the family, basically. All right, so I'll catch you guys some other time. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, everyone. Bye. Bye.